The lights dim, the theater buzzes, and the judges settle into their seats. The audience waits with anticipation as the stage door opens slowly. From the shadows emerge four small children, barefoot, their clothes slightly worn, their eyes filled with wonder and nervous excitement. They hold small wooden boxes, pieces of rope, and a handful of colorful scarves tucked into their pockets. They look out into the massive venue, the bright lights blinding them, yet something inside them shines brighter than the stage. Simon Cowell leans forward, studying them with curiosity. Howie Mandel gives a small nod, encouraging them to step forward. Heidi Klum smiles, sensing something special in the air. And Sofia Vergara clasps her hands together, ready for anything. These judges have seen magicians before, but they have never seen anything like this group of Filipino kids who traveled from a remote coastal village with nothing but passion in their hearts. The oldest of the group, a shy 12-year-old boy named Lando, steps up to the microphone. His voice trembles as he speaks. He explains that they are here not just to perform but to share the magic that helped them escape sadness, loneliness, and poverty. Magic, for them, wasn't a hobby. It was hope, a way to forget hunger, to forget the storms that destroyed their homes, and to remind each other that life could still hold wonder. Simon asks, "What made you want to audition for AGT?" The girl in the group, 8-year-old Ina, holds up a tiny deck of cards and says, "Because we want to show other kids like us that dreams can happen even if you have nothing." Her voice is soft, but it hits the audience straight in the heart. The entire crowd is already rooting for them before a single trick begins. The music starts. A soft, whimsical melody floats through the room. The children gather together, forming a circle in the center of the stage. With one gentle motion, they toss their scarves into the air, and instantly, the scarves transform into a shimmering cloud of golden dust that spirals above them like a miniature tornado. The audience gasps, unsure how such young kids could pull off such a mesmerizing illusion so flawlessly. Then Lando begins the second trick, a trick inspired by Filipino street magic. He pulls out a piece of heavy rope, frayed and worn. He ties it into knots, twisting it into impossible loops. Ina steps forward, holding a tiny wooden knife carved by her father back home. She pretends to slice the rope completely in half. The judges watch closely, expecting something obvious, but before they can blink, the rope repairs itself. The knots vanish. The rope becomes brand new, smooth, perfectly restored. The audience erupts into cheers. But the kids are only getting started. The youngest magician, a tiny boy named Kiko who couldn't be more than 6 years old, stumbles forward with a wooden box that looks like something from a fisherman's hut. He places it gently on the ground, taps it with his small hand, and whispers something in Filipino, a blessing, a prayer, or maybe just a piece of home carried in his words. When he opens the box, a burst of colorful butterflies flies out, fluttering through the theater like living jewels. People in the audience stand from their seats in disbelief. Sofia Vergara covers her mouth in shock, Heidi's eyes widen, and even Simon Cowell, the man known for keeping emotions guarded, smiles a rare, genuine smile. The magic flows seamlessly from one trick to another as though these children rehearsed their entire lives. And in many ways, they did. They practiced under streetlights, inside cramped bamboo huts, and on dusty village streets. Their props were handmade, their illusions born not from expensive equipment but from pure creativity. They didn't have money, tutors, or fancy sets, only imagination and teamwork. Next comes their signature trick. The lights shift to a deep ocean blue. A soft wind blows across the stage as if a tropical breeze has entered the room. The children stand side by side, holding hands. Lando raises a small seashell. Ina holds up a tattered handkerchief. Kiko stands with a single coin that glints under the lights. The rhythm of waves softly echoes as the backdrop transforms into a Filipino shoreline. Together they lift their items to the sky. A swirl of lights envelops them, and suddenly their objects begin to float. The shell floats first, spinning like a tiny planet. The handkerchief follows, folding itself into the shape of a little bird midair. Then the coin rises and multiplies into dozens more, raining down like shimmering stars. The audience screams, but the grand finale is yet to come. The stage plunges into darkness for 3 long seconds. When the lights flash back on, the kids appear transformed, wearing bright Filipino festival outfits that weren't there a moment ago. Their clothes sparkle, their props glow, and the entire stage looks like a magical fiesta. They move in harmony, their tiny steps confident now. With perfect coordination, they wave their hands over their wooden boxes, flip them open, and out comes a tide of blooming flowers, hundreds of them, forming an arch around the kids as though the stage itself is celebrating them. The final note of their music hits. Silence. And then, an explosion of applause. People stand up. They cheer. They cry. They whistle. They shout. The entire auditorium transforms into a wave of emotion. Even Simon Cowell, a man not easily impressed, rises from his seat. His smile widens, and his eyes show a softness rarely seen. The kids look at him with trembling anticipation, unsure if they were good enough, unsure if their dream will move forward. He begins to speak. He tells them that this is what AGT is all about. Not perfection, not expensive props, not big productions. It's about heart. It's about passion. It's about kids who have every reason to give up and choose instead to rise. He calls them magical, inspiring, and one of the most surprising acts the show has ever seen. Ina begins to cry, wiping her tears with her sleeve. Kiko hides behind Lando, overwhelmed. Lando lowers his head, unable to believe the praise coming from someone like Simon. Then Heidi speaks, her voice filled with admiration. She tells them that they didn't just perform magic, they created emotion. Their performance wasn't just a spectacle, it was a story. A story that touched everyone in the room. Howie compliments their unity, saying that each trick blended beautifully with the next, and that despite their young age, they commanded the stage with power and confidence. Sofia praises their creativity and tells them that they didn't just perform illusions, they brought their heritage onto the global stage. They represented the Philippines with pride and beauty. But then, everything changes in one heartbeat. Simon places his hand on the golden buzzer. The children's eyes widen. The audience gasps. And then, he slams the buzzer. Golden confetti explodes like a storm of sunlight raining down on the children. The music swells. Lando drops to his knees in disbelief. Ina cries uncontrollably, covering her face as the confetti sticks to her hair. Kiko tries to catch the falling pieces with both hands, laughing and sobbing at the same time. The judges stand and applaud while the audience roars louder than ever before. Time feels frozen in the most perfect moment of their young lives. These poor Filipino kids who once performed magic tricks for coins on street corners are now catapulted into stardom. They hug each other tightly, trembling with joy. Crew members rush in to help them down the stairs as the confetti continues to fall. Simon goes on stage, kneels to their height, and tells them that they reminded everyone that magic is real, not because of illusions, but because of the people who create it. Backstage, the children meet Terry Crews, who lifts them into a group hug. He tells them that they should be proud, that their country will be proud, and that the world just witnessed something extraordinary. The kids try to speak through tears, explaining that they never imagined reaching this moment. Their parents appear behind them, humble, emotional, overwhelmed. Some of them traveled with the kids, others are on video call from the Philippines, crying with pride as they watch their children shine on the grandest stage they've ever seen. The children express that they want to use the prize money to rebuild their village, buy school supplies, and help their families escape poverty. They say that winning was never the goal. Sharing their magic, lifting spirits, and showing that Filipino kids can dream big, that was what mattered most. As the episode goes viral, the world falls in love with them. Their social media explodes with millions of views. People from different countries send messages of praise, calling them the most enchanting mini-magicians ever to appear on the show. Their story travels far beyond the AGT stage, reaching hearts across oceans. And so, the journey continues. They come back stronger in the next rounds, with even grander illusions inspired by Filipino folklore. They perform tricks revolving around mythical creatures, ancient legends, and vibrant festivals. Each performance not only showcases skill but also culture, identity, and storytelling. They become ambassadors of Filipino creativity, proving that true magic is not found in wealth but in heart. Their confidence grows, their bond strengthens, and their stage presence evolves. They begin to understand their power, the ability to make people smile, dream, and believe. And through every performance, they remind the world that children, no matter their background, have limitless potential. By the time the finals roll around, they become crowd favorites. Every appearance generates millions of views online. Every interview highlights their innocence and humility. Every judge praises their imagination and charm. But regardless of whether they win the competition, one thing is certain. They have already won the world. And that is the real magic. Their story becomes a symbol of hope for poor kids worldwide. A reminder that dreams are not reserved for the privileged. That talent can rise from the humblest of places. That children from remote beaches, slums, or small provinces can stand on the world's biggest stage and shine brighter than anyone imagined. These Filipino mini-magicians showed that you don't need expensive props, studio training, or perfect English. All you need is heart, passion, and a little spark of wonder. And that spark became a flame that lit up the world. Thank you for watching this incredible journey. If this story touched your heart, leave a like, share it with someone who needs inspiration today, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that celebrate talent, courage, and the unstoppable spirit of dreamers everywhere. Magic is real, and sometimes, it comes from the smallest hands.